Welcome to today's Explainer. Looking back, the week of May 10th to the 16th, 2026 is absolutely going to go down in history. It was the exact moment the entire artificial intelligence ecosystem just shifted gears. We saw a massive simultaneous acceleration across four completely different fronts: financial markets, cybersecurity, everyday productivity, and global geopolitics. Today, we're going to unpack exactly what happened and what it means for our future, pulling directly from the primary sources that define that crazy week. Before we dive in, if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you follow the Macroeconomic IA channel. It's your ultimate source for expert insights into macroeconomics, artificial intelligence, and technology. Let's get into it.
$95 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. That is the jaw-dropping valuation of AI chip manufacturer Cerebras Systems right after its historic debut on the NASDAQ. In a single day, their stock surged by 68%. That made it the largest U.S. tech IPO since Uber way back in 2019. Cerebras, in case you didn't know, makes the wafer-scale Engine 3, literally the largest commercial processor in the world, and they raised a staggering $5.55 billion. This is a massive flashing market signal that capital is hungrily flowing right back into pure AI infrastructure. But let me pause for a quick second and explicitly remind you, we are strictly analyzing macroeconomic strategy and market signals here. This is an educational explainer, and it is absolutely not investment advice.
Now, what's really fascinating is how perfectly this illustrates the two-pronged nature of this financial explosion. While the hardware sector is booming, with Cerebras pulling in that $5.55 billion, the software side is being just as aggressive. OpenAI formally launched its new deployment company with over $4 billion in investment. They aren't just sitting around building models anymore, right? They are aggressively pushing into corporate integration. They actually acquired a consultancy and are embedding 150 forward-deployed engineers directly into their clients' critical workflows. So we're seeing this complete horizontal expansion of the ecosystem. The hardware boom is perfectly matched by aggressive, hands-on software deployment.
And all this massive capital? It's instantly fueling rapid, real-world deployments, basically erasing the friction between humans and AI overnight. Just look at the developments from this one single week. ChatGPT launched a feature for US Pro users that integrates directly with Plaid. That means the AI can now analyze your real bank accounts, your spending, your investments. Meanwhile, OpenAI pushed their agentic coding tool, Codex, straight to mobile devices. Developers can literally start coding on their phones while commuting and have the AI seamlessly continue the work on their desktops. And for the general public, MIT launched their Universal AI program, offering their very first foundational AI and machine learning course completely free to the entire globe. The sheer pace at which this technology is reaching developers and everyday consumers is totally unprecedented.
All right, let's move into Section 1, the double-edged sword, security in the AI era.
So with all this rapid deployment, we are facing the ultimate double-edged sword. On one hand, we have a pretty dark reality. Google's threat intelligence group just confirmed the very first real-world use of an AI-created zero-day exploit by a criminal group. It was this Python script explicitly designed to bypass two-factor authentication, and it showed all the telltale signs of being generated by an AI model. But on the flip side, at the exact same time, we hit an incredible defensive milestone. By utilizing Anthropic's AI, the Mozilla team managed to find and fix 423 security bugs in Firefox in April alone. Just to put that into perspective, that is 14 times more bugs than they fixed in the exact same month last year. Some of those vulnerabilities had been hiding deep in the code for over 15 years. So AI is the new weapon for sure, but it is also becoming the ultimate shield.
And that brings us to a really chilling quote from John Holtquist over at Google Threat Intelligence. He said, "There is a misconception that the AI vulnerability race is imminent. The reality is that it has already begun." This isn't some theoretical sci-fi scenario we're projecting 5 years out. The strategic macro implication here is that AI-assisted cyber warfare is an active, real-world reality playing out on our networks right this very second. And as those digital risks escalate, the physical requirements of AI are sparking massive societal resistance. Brand new survey data from Gallup, published on May 13, 2026, reveals that a whopping 70% of Americans now actively oppose the construction of new AI data centers near their communities. And this opposition, it cuts straight across the entire political spectrum. It's largely driven by deep environmental concerns over massive energy and water usage, as well as economic impacts. Because of this, over 100 communities across 12 different states have already enacted local moratoriums. Society is fundamentally pushing back against the massive physical footprint this technology requires.
But it gets even more personal because the real-world stakes also extend straight to your privacy.
MIT Technology Review highlighted that major AI chatbots, we're talking Google's Gemini and OpenAI's ChatGPT, have actually been caught leaking real, personal phone numbers to complete strangers. Why? Simply because those numbers were swept up in their massive training data. The data removal company DeleteMe reported a staggering 400% surge in AI-related privacy requests in just 7 months. And right now, there's no easy, universal way for you to prevent your personal data from being spat out by these models.
Which brings us to Section 2, 2028 Scenarios, the Geopolitical AI Race.
You see, the challenges of data centers and personal privacy naturally scale all the way up to the international stage. Anthropic recently published a detailed geopolitical analysis called 2 Scenarios for 2028, and it outlines some profound systemic risks looking ahead. In the first column, under a democratic leadership scenario, they suggest that if the US and its allies strengthen chip export controls and actively export their AI stack right now, they could secure a critical 12 to 24-month advantage in frontier models. But conversely, an authoritarian catch-up scenario warns that China could close that exact gap by exploiting loopholes and utilizing what are called distillation attacks. Basically, that's where a smaller, cheaper AI learns directly from the outputs of a larger, more advanced Western AI, completely bypassing the need for massive computing power. The strategic insight we need to take away here is that the window to define global AI leadership for the next decade is closing rapidly.
Just a quick mandatory heads up before we wrap up today's explainer. All the information, insights, and strategic analyses we've covered today are compiled from public, third-party sources. This is strictly for educational and informational purposes. We impartially report on this material and hold no ideological bias whatsoever. Nothing discussed today constitutes financial or investment advice. Projections are subject to constant revision, and of course, past performance never guarantees future results.
So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. We have just seen billions of dollars deployed, autonomous coding pushed to mobile phones, cyber warfare actively utilizing AI, and a high-stakes geopolitical race with a rapidly closing window. So the ultimate question is, are our global safeguards accelerating fast enough to survive the sheer speed of AI deployment? It's a question we all need to be asking ourselves right now. If you want to keep exploring these crucial topics, be sure to check the links in the description below. And please, hit that follow button for the Macroeconomic EI channel to stay alert for new publications and keep empowering yourself with the knowledge that is actively shaping our world. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.